All right, y'all. So I want to go ahead and start creating some custom weapons for the character because I don't want to use the default models that come with Malbers. They just don't really match the vibe and the art style that I'm going for. So the most important one. Oh, I also should say that in the last one, I forgot to create a prefab out of my main character. This is actually the base prefab that we were provided with. And I noticed that there was a issue when using the bow. So let me actually go ahead and correct that and show you what I'm talking about. So if I'm going to grab so if I grab the bow, you'll see that when I aim, I'm just gonna like fire at the ground. So you'll see there's like an arrow that like spawns, not the one that I shoot, but there's like an here. Actually, it'll make more sense if I show you in the scene view by itself. So where's my character? Okay, there I am. All right. So you'll see that when I fire, there's like a split second where an arrow shows up on the ground. That is supposed to be in my hand. And I think what's happening is when the player is reloading, the projectile that they're going to be firing is supposed to spawn in their hand. And I think what happened was instead of it spawning in the hand, it's spawning at the root of the character. So we'll say arrow in hand. Yeah. So if I go here, you'll see that it's going to effects transform rather than the hand, which I think is a little bit weird because I think this is actually supposed to be the right hand. Wait, right hand? Yeah, the right hand. Why is the right hand? Oh, sorry. Right R_R hand. So I think it's supposed to be parented to this bone right here. Yeah. So let me now try it again. And I'm going to move the scene window over so that you can see it. All right. So, dude, come on. There we go. All right. So let's look at the character again. So I'm going to go grab the bow. There you are. Okay. I release. There you go. So now it's actually spawning in my hand before I knock. Is it knocking it? Notching it? I don't know. Before I before I equip it so that I can use it in the shot. Right. So it's a quick little fix. And let me go ahead and put the scene window back there. Now what I want to do is unpack this completely. Here, I'll organize this later. And let me save this scene real quick. And I'm going to commit this. So now that I have that done, I'm going to go back to my scenes and gems. And I'm going to create a separate scene, a duplicate of this one. And we're just going to say, I'm going to call it 01. We'll call this one, weapons setup. Yeah. Okay. So this is where we're going to do our weapon setup. And moving forward, whenever I make a change to the player, I am going to apply all the overrides to it. That way it stays consistent in my prefab. Because when you make an edit to the prefab in the scene, it keeps the changes in the scene itself. So in order to actually have the changes persist in the prefab outside the scene so that it can be used other places, you have to apply those changes directly. So just a little Unity thing. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start adding the weapons, the custom weapons that I'm going to be using in the game. So because this game is taking place in a destroyed city, a lot of the weapons that you're going to be using are going to be like scrap that you scavenge and sort of like build on top of. And the one that I made a mistake yesterday when I said that the base weapon that the character is going to have is a rock, because it's actually going to be a slingshot. And so the place where I found all these assets, believe it or not, it's pretty hard to find a slingshot. But because I own like a million Cinti assets due to all the good like sales and bundles and stuff that happen every so often, what I do when I'm trying to find specific assets is I'll go to Cintidex and I'll say like slingshot, for example, or just sling, and you'll see that there's like a couple assets. This one surprised me because this one was in the Polygon Kids pack, which I was like so confused that there was like the one weapon I needed in this asset pack, and this is exactly what I needed. So thankfully Cinti provides. So we're going to be using a lot of Cinti in this game. So I am going to go ahead and add. I only added the slingshots, the slingshot as prefabs that I needed. Excuse me. And luckily, there is a rigged one that comes with the asset pack. And what's nice about this one is it's rigged and it has like this elastic band setup, which is pretty cool. And it's going to work really nice with the bow and arrow, or with the Malber's bow setup. So let's go ahead and do that now. So what I'm actually going to do first, let's see, how do I want to do this? So I'm going to duplicate the bow collectible, and I'm actually going to unpack this like so. And I'm going to rename it to slingshot collectible. I don't need to do override because it's not an override. It's a custom thing. Where is it over there? So we'll just move it over here real quick. And this is the easiest way that I found to make these kinds of weapon modifications. So from here, we're going to take I'm just going to move it down here so that it's easier for me to see. I'm going to take the prefab, I'm going to put it inside of there, and I'm just going to reset the transform real quick, like that. And I'll actually unpack this prefab as well. There we go. Unpack this completely. Cool. And I think we can get rid of the animator. And I'm going to put this on the item layer. Yes, change children. Cool. And what we're going to do now is grab the pouch, move it inside here because I want, oops, let's actually, I'm going to change my grid snapping to 0.0625 like that. And I'm going to snap this all the way like that because I want this to be like the quote unquote default state of the slingshot. So now I can come in here and I can start changing things around. So inside the slingshot collectible, first thing I'm going to do is go into bow, and I'm actually going to get rid of these upper chain and lower chain because these pertain to the bending of the bow itself, and the slingshot is not going to have that same behavior. So I can actually just get rid of these like that. And instead of having the knot be the bow BN knot, so that's a bone over here. Instead of having that, that's where the projectile is going to go. Instead of having that, I'm actually going to use the pouch. So I'm going to say like that. And for the offset, I think this is fine, but I do need to change the default root position. And there's a nifty little auto calculation feature. I think that works, hopefully. Yeah, we'll find out if that works. So yeah, I think everything else is fine. And I am going to go to general real quick, just make sure these all look good. I mean, they should because it's the same weapon. But rather than doing it this way, we're going to make this be, so the slingshot is going to be at the right hip, but it's going to be using the left holster animation. And I think because our player is on the, where's my weapons manager? So I think because the player has the right holster as the second one, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say that the holster index, where'd it go? The holster index is going to be 1, I think. Is that right? I think that's right. Yeah. Cool. So we'll go to damage real quick. I'm not going to change the projectile right now because the projectile, well, that's going to require a whole like configuration by itself. So I think if I go to shootable, yeah, so that's arrow points. This is where the actual what am I trying to say? This is where I cannot talk today. This is where when you're drawing the arrow, this is where it starts, right? So I don't want it to be going there. I want the aim origin, or actually I should say I want to make the arrow point be wherever the pouch is right now. So I'm going to make this a child of the pouch, and then I'm going to reset its transform. And then I'm going to move it back out to where it was before, right? So I think I'm just going to move that there so it's not childed to the bow. Cool. So now oh, hello. Wait, what? Okay. Could have swore wait a minute. Oh, sorry, I'm dumb. I was looking at the pivot. I was like, why is the pivot over there? Cool. So that's fine. That's exactly what I wanted. All right. So the arrow point goes there. And I think all of these are pretty much the same except for this. This goes to pouch now, like so. And let's see. Da da da. Cool. All right. And I think under the inverse kinematics, I think the inverse kinematics can actually stay the same now that I think about it. Shootable, bow. Let me just make sure that looks good. Actually, tell you what, inside the general, there we go. Hand, this is what I was looking for. So in hand and holster, this here, let me show you what's gonna happen. So let me hide the bow, okay? Because we're gonna get rid of that in a second. And if I go ahead and enter play mode, all right. So let's go ahead and pick that up and you'll see how I'm holding it. It's a little bit wonky, right? It looks pretty dumb. So I need to rotate it because the bow, I believe, is rotated like 90 degrees. So I need to rotate it so that it's, or I need to rotate the left hand offset so that it's consistent. I think 90 is the right number. So yeah, this should be good. I think, yeah, I think the holster offset is fine as well. So let's go ahead and try this. I'm going to change this from arrow point to, I don't know, projectile point. Yeah, that's fine. And we'll remove bow because I don't need that anymore. And yeah, oh, you know what? Let me turn on the gizmos. There's going to be a funky thing. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I need to change the collider. So this collider is wrong because that collider is based on the collider of the bow. A quick and easy way to do this is to just remove this and then add a new one, I think. Box collider. Jeez Louise. Okay, let's try it like this. So I'm gonna grab the posed version because the posed version, if I add a collider here to this one, it's a lot smaller. Whereas if I add a rigged one and then add a collider, geez, why is it so big? That's so funny. Okay, so you see it's huge, right? But I want a collider that's like more around this size. So let me just I'm just gonna copy these values directly like that. And we'll go back into the projectile and find the collider. And I'm just gonna paste the values like that. And there we go. So I can get rid of this posed one. And I can go ahead and hit play again. Let's see how that works. So if I come over here, I can hit E and I'm holding it in the right position. And now when I aim, okay, so there's another issue that you're seeing. Let me toggle let me change my input to toggle real quick so that I can like pause and here, let me go to my input and I'm going to change my action from press to toggle. The reason I'm doing that is that I can just click the left, the right mouse button and enter aim mode and like stay there without having to like find the pause button. So if I enter aim mode, let's go to the scene real quick and let's look at the player. So you'll see that, dude, let me turn off the gizmos. You'll see that when I'm holding the pouch, it does this weird little rotation to it. And I fixed this before. The issue I think is that, yeah, so every time I do it, it's going to be in like a weird position kind of. And there really isn't a way to fix it from the Malber's configuration. So what I ended up doing the last time around when I had this issue is I created the script that I put onto the pouch itself and just aligned the pouch upright like always. So that way, like whenever you're aiming, the pouch is always aligned correctly. So let me go ahead and add that component. Okay, so onto my pouch, I'll say slingshot pouch stabilizer. So this component is pretty nifty. Let me go ahead and show you how it works. So it does have some like additional goodies for different because not every model has the same setup. So now when I aim, you'll see that oh no, the arrow is sideways. That's okay. So I'm actually going to get rid of the arrow in a second because I realized that it's gonna keep doing this. And honestly, I couldn't figure out how to not have the arrow spawn. I know I fixed it a second ago, but like I couldn't figure out how to get a different projectile to show up there. It's a little bit weird, but anyways, so at least the pouch is correct. The reason it's showing up like that is because the pouch is being forced into a different yeah, what is going on with my fingers? Hold up. Oh no, my fingers are fine. Okay. No, it was just the arrow. It looked like it was bending my fingers weirdly. Yeah, my skinning is a little bit off. That's okay. So there you go. So now the pouch is upright all the time. And basically what it's doing is it's just constantly correcting the orientation of the pouch so that way it's in the right position. So that's cool. So now let's go to, I'm just going to create a prefab out of this. So we'll go to Malbers, prefabs. And before I do that, let me just reset the transform. And I'll go ahead and add this here. And I'm gonna reopen the scene because I don't want to persist any changes that I made in the scene itself yet. So let's go to scenes, gyms, weapon setup, don't save. Cool. And now I'll go ahead and add the slingshot like that. Cool. Oh, it's underground. That's a little bit annoying. I'll just raise it up like that. Cool. All right. So now I do want to change the projectile actually. And I think, so I'm not sure exactly how I want to create the projectile for this. Hold on, let me think about this for a second. Okay, so I think the way I'm going to do this, if I go to shootable and I go to arrow equipped, what I need to do is I need to create a slingshot variant of this, or a slingshot projectile variant of this. So if I come here, what was that? Hold on, let me go back. Let me go back to that. How do I select this? Okay, I'll just go back to the slingshot collectible, click on that. So this was under weapons projectiles. Okay, so we'll go to prefabs. Good a time as any. Weapons, and then we'll say projectiles. Okay, and we'll rename this to slingshot projectile equipped. Cool. And I need to create a new prefab. So easiest way I think to do this is to just grab the arrow and dump it over there. And here, what I'll do is I'll find a rock. We have a lot of rocks. Okay, I just need a rock. Whoa, that's a material. I needed a prefab. Come on now. Okay, that's a model. No. Tell you what, I'll look for its mesh. There we go. It's huge. Okay, we'll just put the rock over there. And I need to give it a rock material. Let's find out where that is. Okay, here we go. So rock 2. Which one is the rock prefab using? Let's see. So there's our rock. It's using rocks 1. Okay. So let's do rocks 1. There you are. We'll just apply that color. Cool. And I'm going to reset its transform. There we go. Nice. Okay. So let's unpack this real quick. Prefab, unpack completely, and I'll unpack this completely as well. Cool. And let's see. So this is going to take place of the mesh. Let's see. So instead of arrow mesh, we'll use the rock like that. Do I even need the simple rotator? I don't think I do. Yeah, I'm going to actually get rid of this because I don't need that anymore. It's not an arrow. Actually, let me rename this to slingshot projectile like that. Cool. See what react. Okay, so unfocused. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be picking up rocks, so we'll just remove that. And for the reactions, I think we don't need anything here. Let's look at the general. Okay. Colliders. Interesting. I think for the colliders, I imagine we don't need one. Yeah, I think we don't need one. I don't even know why I have a pickable. I can probably get rid of it, but I'm going to keep it for now. Okay, so yeah, enable, disable, trail, slingshot projectile. Oh, that's that's this right here. Yeah, let's actually add here. We'll hide this like that, And then what we'll do is reset this like that. And I think we can actually make it a lot smaller. We can probably make it like 0.0, 0.3, 0.05, zero point 0.1. Yeah, 0.1 is probably good. And we do need to like raise it a little bit because the rock is kind of wait, does this need to be rotated 90? Oh, huh. Okay, well, kind of looks better when it's not rotated. Let's see. Well, I mean the projectile's still a little bit off. Let's see. So we need to move it in the Z direction a little bit. We'll do 0.05. Yeah, 0.07. That's almost perfect. We'll do a healthy 0.0625. Cool. Yeah. All right. And so that's good for the sphere collider. And I think we can disable this by default because it'll be enabled when it actually needs to hit. Cool. So that's that. Let's see. Offsets. What's this for? I don't actually think we need any offsets. We can just do 0. And I can get rid of the mesh. I do need to make this be on the item layer like that. Cool. And we'll do, where do you go? Okay, you're fine. Where do you go? Whoa, where are you at? You're so far away. We'll put you at 0. Wait, what the heck? Let's move you around, see what happens. Oh, okay. So that's the trail, that's the effect when the slingshot gets launched. When the projectile gets launched. That's fine. We do want that, excuse me. And for the owner, do we need an owner? What is this for? Owner, usually the character owns the damager. Okay, sure. Projectile radius. We'll do radius of the projectile cast rate to find targets better. I mean, that's fine. Life impact. Oh, hello. We want this to be, dang, I think I figured this out yesterday. 0 ignores it. I think it was like 1 that we did yesterday, and life is 10. That's fine. And then, so the rotation behavior, follow trajectory, that's fine. Stick on surface, penetration 0.15. So this is like when it actually gets, okay, cool. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. Let me see. Let me make sure the physics is good. For the damage, let's see what the damage looks like. So we have interactions, we have effects. Oh, hello. Interesting. I feel like, why aren't there any effects over here? That will be set by the throwable. Wait a minute. Am I tripping? We'll do arrow impact. We'll do hit effect. We'll do hit default. And we'll do this audio source. It should be this audio source, right? Yeah, there we go. And stop animator. And we stop 0. I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. Okay. Animator speed. Hello. Okay, I'm just gonna keep those default because I have no idea. All right, so I think that should be it. So let me just add this to the projectiles here. So we'll wait a minute. We'll reset the transform for this whole thing. There we go. And we'll add it here. And then in here, we'll add this there. We'll change this to current slingshot, current projectile equipped on the slingshot. Cool. Cool. Okay. So now let's go ahead and delete that. And in slingshot collectible, we will add this there. And I believe we can now give this a try. Let's hit play. Hopefully that worked. Okay, so let's grab that. Cool. We aim. Wait, hold up. I need to, oh, God, hold on. Pause. I need to make this toggle again. Where's my input? Because I want to see what the thing looks like. And now let's try that again. Okay, so we'll grab that. Cool. Let's aim. We'll go to scene and turn off the gizmos because I can't see anything. And oh, hello. There it is. We have a little rock. Nice. It's kind of off, but that's okay. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's off because I turned it 90 degrees, right? Yeah, it's probably what it is. So, oh man, you know what? That's probably why it was turned 90 degrees. Was it 90 degrees? Yeah, that is a little bit better. Or was it negative 90? I don't remember. Was it negative? Damn, I have no idea. So negative 90. It's huge, bro. Is that really how big it is? Interesting. Okay. I mean, it's fine. Whatever. It is humongous, but it is what it is. Okay. So I need to figure out what to do about that arrow situation because it's kind of driving me nuts. So let's try to address that real quick. So inside of the slingshot, I wonder where that is even defined. So maybe in the slingshot projectile, there's something that hmm, physics. No, it's not going to be in physics. It's probably events, right? Trail, general, life, references? No. Okay. Actually, while I'm here, let's rotate this. What was it? Hold on. What was it? What was it? Negative 90. That's what it was. So negative 90. Okay. And we'll change where the where everything was. The offsets. I don't remember what the offset was supposed to be. Let's see. Where's my sphere collider? There it is. So I think it was okay. Now it's going to be something like that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So maybe the offset's going to be that. So where's the offset? Position is probably going to be that, right? I think. Maybe. I guess we'll find out. Save. And to tell you what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this real quick. So there was a little bug that I noticed. I think it's the reload time and this. They need to be combined. Was it 0.65? Yeah, 0.65 is the combined. So what was happening is like if I start clicking before the rock is notched into the thing, it'll like play the animator again, even though it won't fire, which is kind of weird. And I think it's because it needs to be like this needs to be a little bit. Tell you what, I'm actually going to make it 0.75. So I need to make sure that the rock is actually in the pouch before allowing another input. And I believe, damn. Okay, so I think I know where that like arrow situation is happening. I believe that where we were looking earlier inside the effects, arrow in hand 10, this right here is causing issues. Where arrow in hand 10, I don't know how to get this to not be that. So the only way I can figure out how to stop this, life 0, the effect will be destroyed by the script. Yeah, so this is what's causing the actual hand situation. But I don't know how to change that. Like I don't know how to make this something else. You know what I'm saying? Like there isn't a place for me to define this value. So the best thing that I can think is to just disable it for now. And yeah, I'm gonna disable it. And let me actually I'm gonna apply this change. Oh crap. Well, that's fine. I'll change that to press in a second. And I'm going to apply the change that I made to this. Hopefully I can figure out where that like arrow ID thing. Oh, let me actually change the index of this real quick. There we go. Because this was duplicated from the bow, so it's gonna be using the same index otherwise. And we'll go ahead and apply this change as well. Now let's go ahead and try this again. Let's pick up the slingshot. Cool. Oh no. Okay. I did too much overcorrection for this projectile. Hold on, let me fix that. Where'd it go? Was it under bow? No, shootable. There you are. There you are. Okay. I did positive. I think I should have done negative, right? All right. Let's try it that way. Okay. Pick up the slingshot. Aim. Oh, it's perfect. Okay. And then we launch. Cool. And then there's no arrow. But it looks super wonky because I'm pulling that rock from my like hair, basically. Maybe I should make that the lore. It's like you're just pulling out your own hair lint and launching it. No, I'm not gonna do that. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to collectible, and I think I'm gonna remove the reload animation. Yeah, and I'll explain why. Well, maybe I don't know. We'll see. Let's see how this looks. So if I pick that up, I don't know. Maybe, you know what? She's pulling rocks from her hair, man. I don't know what to tell you. That it is what it is. Okay. So that's it. We're gonna keep it the way it was. So let me just quickly. I think I applied everything that I needed to. So let me just do one more reset. We're not gonna save this, and we will add the slingshot collectible there. No, we'll go to the player, and we'll add the slingshot collectible there, sort of like that. I'm gonna go to the player, and because I don't want to forget this, so I'm gonna change this from toggle to press, and I'm going to apply this like so. Now I'm gonna save. Why do I have so many errors? Okay, I don't care. I'm gonna then come here and I'm gonna remove the rock collectible as a starting thing, right? Dude, there's so many errors here. Hold on. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna apply this again, like so. I'm gonna hit play, and now let me just make sure everything works. I really didn't think this would take this long, man. It's been a while. So if I come here and I pick that up, now let's make sure it's in the hand right. It looks like it's in the hand. Oh, what the heck? No, it's offset weird in the holster. I need to fix that. So I think I need to go to the holster here somewhere. Holster offset. Well, I thought I did. Oh, you know what? So I think I know what I need to do. I need to come here, and I think I need to actually rotate it like this, something like that, because the way it was being stored was a little bit wrong. Yeah, I think that's what I need to do, right? So, yeah, okay. Because I think it was matching the offset of the bow, and the bow was kind of sideways. So now I think what I need to do is come here. Wait, what? No, sorry. The box collider needs to change so that what was my Y needs to be my X, I think. Ugh, geez. That's confusing. Hold on. Oh my God, this is so confusing. So I think this, oh my God, where am I going to put this? I'm going to put this here. Put that there. So janky. Oh, that worked. Okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't expect that to work. Let's try that real quick and see what happens. I don't think that's going to fix it. I think I just broke everything again. But I'd rather not change the holster and change the weapon itself. Okay, so it's how do I need to change that? Whoops. Let's see. So, oh no, wait, huh? It's now upside down. Interesting. Okay, so I think I put it the wrong way. Let's hold on. Let's fix the rotation first. So rather than rotating it this way, how did I rotate it? We did Z negative 90. What's Z 90? Maybe that's the right way. Oh, great. Okay, and now we need to change the center of the thing. This one should be easier though. So this would be in the positive direction? No. Positive Z direction? No. Negative Y direction? What? Pause. How the hell do I get that to be there? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. One. No. Dude, how do I? Okay, that moves that there. Which way do you go? You go there. So, wait, I thought I just did that. Okay, but I'm so confused. Hold on. Plus 1 plus minus 1. Okay. I don't know. Times 2. No. What? How far do I have to move you? It's good enough. Okay. Yep, that's fine. I don't care. I'll move it maybe a little bit more. 0.4. Yep, good enough. Okay. And now let's try it. And like I said, I'm doing this because I'd rather not change the holster orientation and change the. Okay, so man, why does it look like that? Wait a minute. I think I'm being a little dumb. Yeah, I'm being a little dumb. Let me tell you why. I didn't need to do all that. I could have kept that the way it was, I think, like that. Dude, I'm so confused. Okay, let's try it like this. Inside of the holster, hold on, let's try it like this. Okay, we pick it up. It's oriented correctly. All right, now let's put it away. Okay, so it's clearly rotated wrong. Let's now fix the rotation. We'll say the rotation 90. Okay. Nope, that didn't work. Let's see what happens when you do 90 here. Oh, that's a little bit better. Okay, maybe it has to be negative 90 there. Negative 90. Okay. Okay, negative 90. We'll change this to 0. Okay, 0 broke it again. We'll do negative 90 here. Okay. Now it's upside down. We'll do negative 90 here, or just 90 here. I'm literally guessing. Nope. I feel like it shouldn't be this hard. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, now we'll change it back to 0, 0, 0. Okay, I'm gonna go to game. All right, I'm gonna put it back in my holster. We'll find it again, and then I'm gonna offset it here. So here we'll say 90 like that. 90, nope, negative 90. Okay, negative 90. Nope, that needs to be 90 like that. And then I think, oh, hello. I think like that, maybe. Maybe. Let's try 120 and 0, 90. That is perfect. Cool. 120, 0, 90. That's the move. So now we come here, we say 120, 0, 90, and then we go back to game. Let's see what it looks like when we put it away. Freaking perfect, man. Awesome, dude. It did not take me an hour to do that. All right. And now we can fire our projectiles, and all is good and right in the world. Cool. All right. Yep. There we go. Nice. All right. So we have successfully made our slingshot and its projectile. And now I can go ahead and commit this. Well, first I'm going to actually apply this override, or I'm going to save this. 120, 0, 90. 120, 0, 90. Cool. Let's go ahead and apply that. Apply all. Pickable has been destroyed, but you're still trying to access it. Whatever, I don't care. We'll deal with that later. All right. And I'm going to once again, a player. Do I need to override anything? Nope, we're good here. Let me quickly reset the scene. Okay. And I think, let me test it one last time. We pick it up. It's in my hand. It's in my holster. It looks phenomenal. There it is. Perfect. Okay. We aim. We fire. Rock goes wee. All is right in the world. I know the rock is huge, but we'll just call it a placeholder for now. Cool. All right. So, wait, why do we keep having changes? I don't understand. All right. There's a bug somewhere. I'm not sure what it is, but I'll figure it out. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and commit this. And yeah, I think I'll leave it here for this one. I'll probably set up the melee weapons in the next one. And yeah, that's it for this. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, do the thing if you want. Subscribe if you want to see more. Appreciate y'all hanging around. Till next time.